Dab. It's my
Nice.
lame attempt at cold opening myself.
Please tell me it caught that.
It did. Hey, TPK, that was my dab. I hope you liked it. Hey, what's up? TPK community and D&D and TTRPG community abroad. This is Queen's Gambit. Pardon me. There it is. This is
what is happening?
Live play D&D 5th edition, heavily based on the, I think I can call it classic now, close enough anyway, Tyranny of Dragons campaign, as well as a whole bunch of homebrew stuff. Oh god, here we go already. All right, I got it, Tony, thank you. As I'm going to actually use that as a reminder before we get into our recap and introductions that for anybody who's new to the channel, and for anybody who's catching this on YouTube and wants to come visit us for live streams, you are able to influence the game as it happens in some ways. If you scroll down a little bit just before the live screen, just after the live screen, sorry, you can see some ways that you can make things happen / mess with us in fun ways. So, my name's Dat Magic Juice. We're going to go around the table really quick and introduce ourselves and our characters. I will give a brief recap of what happened in our last session, and then we will go. Heck, who the heck are you?
All right, hey everyone, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, today, as per usual, I'm playing Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. Moving it on over to Hyacinth because Nifernith is not here at the moment.
Hiya, I'm Hyacinth, and I am playing your awkwardly charming Elven Bardlock, which is twin number 2 of our twin combo and family dynamic. Yeah, and next will be, I think, Corndog?
Yep,
Corndog.
twin number 1. Hello, everyone. I will be playing Juno, the Twilight Domain Cleric. Alta, off to you.
Hello, I'm Chrissy. I'm going to be playing Alta, our Kobold Swarmkeeper Ranger, aka the goodest bean.
Agreed.
Okay, and I'm Dat Magic Juice. I am a GM here at TPK Roleplay, mainly for this campaign, which has been running for, oh my god, you guys were coming up on 2 years. Holy, it's been a wild ride, and it's
really?
not slowing
Has
down
it been
anytime
that
soon.
long?
Yeah, it really has. We had a weird
When is our
gap.
2-year anniversary?
We'll have to go back and look. I want to say it's like late summer. Yeah, we'll have to go back and look.
Suspicious.
Anywho.
What do you mean?
I
It's
do
always
remember wishing
suspicious.
us a 1-year happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that wasn't that
summer.
long ago.
We'll figure it
I
out.
don't know, man. I don't know. We've been
We'll
on
have
the
to-
internet for a minute.
We'll have to go look and do something fun for that. But anywho, as a brief recap of our last session, so we started in the throes of alert in a mysterious castle tucked away in deep within the Mirror of Dead Men. You guys had essentially escaped a very high risk of fighting everything inside by flying to the top, essentially, or making everything go to sleep and then running away to the top. So, long story short, you were able to sneak around a bit and explore a bit, found a few sort of hidden artifacts and hints about what this place might be or have been at some point. Tucked away a couple treasures. I know LSAO at least has some star charts. And you've discovered a treasure chest or 2, but decided to leave them because it was basically piles of pennies. And then, at one point, you try to let a pet crow free, and it reacts by screaming, as crows do. And at that moment, you hear, along with several people running your direction, the voice of one thoroughly hated Azbara Jos, saying that he doesn't understand what the delay is, whatever that might mean for you guys, and that he would be joining Rezmir at the castle. So, You now have a tracking spell on Azbara. That's Aster, correct? Sorry,
Yes, we have a locate creature spell targeted on him.
Okay, and you have followed a after fighting through the cultists that essentially had thrown themselves at you. You find that the couple of areas you find or that you have to go through to get to where you are now, in a landing just underneath the ground floor of the castle. Don't know where I was going with the end of that sentence, but that's where we are. I'm coming in hot today, guys. It's great.
You're fine. That happens to me so often.
Yeah, I had a really good thought,
so
and then
bad.
I got halfway through it and lost the rest. Okay, and for anybody who wants to do the chat cleric thing, Tony's going hard at it.
Help.
So it's
Someone
not in the party's
help.
favor. So let me.
Please.
Do you guys all have the stuff that's been happening to you so far? I've got two things.
Ulta got a
happening to me.
+2 for being the goodest of beans.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Tony and I are just fighting still, like a year later after we initially started this.
I hate it when the adults fight.
Awesome. So I'm
Give
going
and take
to
relationship.
do,
Mostly
uh,
just taking and taking and taking.
I'm going to throw in something that I think is a chase-ish music. Yeah, that works. And we're basically entering scene here where all of you have come through this landing, and at the moment that you were able to get down here, you're seeing this open cavern with this like dirty water sort of emanating into the middle and out to a crack in the wall to your north. One lamp, like an actual lit torch on the wall to your east as soon as you turn the corner to the right, and then another torch lit in the far northwest side of the room, leading to one set of stairs going up, and then the other area you see going to the southeast goes down. The last moment that Aster you were able to sense Azbara, that's 1,000-foot range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And are you able to tell how close, or is it more of a relative thing?
Let me look back at the
probably
spell,
should've
because I think, yeah,
Could you ping
I
it,
think
please?
that was a point. Yeah, I can just put it in chat a sec.
Okay.
Where are we? What level spell is it? Is it a 4th level? It is. Okay, let me just... Hopefully that'll work. Aha!
That works.
Like, I know the direction.
I'm going to say, based on the way this is worded, that you know exactly how far away they are,
Okay.
even if you can't see them. Unless they are in a different form, so that would be, you know, a thing. Or if they are no longer in that range. So, we're basically entering scene at a point where, Aster, you can definitely sense that Azbara is west-northwest. I'll actually draw it out for you. This direction.
Okay.
And, gosh, I gotta zoom out for this. I'll let you, it's okay for you to see this because you can actually track him about 250 feet away if you were to like straight shoot and go through the walls.
Imagine.
Yeah. Juno has busted through, and here you are.
I'm gonna say, sister, do you need more speed?
Always.
I'm gonna cast a 3rd level spell, Fly, on you.
Oh.
How fast can I fly with fly?
It doubles your movement to 60.
Holy
What?
heck. Okay, so let's paint this picture a little bit more epically because this is awesome.
So
I did
I'm gonna
feel-
reach.
Oh, go ahead, Eisen.
So for my spell casting, I'm gonna reach over with like a pale glow on my hands, and from her shoulders spreads like more physical wings, out out like as if they like unfolded out of her shoulder blades, and they are a palish pink. And if you look closely, they kind of shimmer a little bit iridescent. You can't tell if they're like physical or like opaque. They're like in between, you know. And the folding of the feathers almost looks more like flower petals.
Nice.
I look so pretty.
Okay, and to add to the intensity of this, I did fail to tell you guys that the ceilings in this room are only about 15 feet tall, and you can tell that the tunnels with the stairways leading southeast and northwest are like they maintain about a 10 to 12 foot height as they go, so you can fly.
I want to float like Magneto.
Yeah.
Real fast.
I was like, no, I
You're just
can't
like,
ask you scary music.
Or like you're fully just like horizontal and just zoom.
I will hold Aster in my arms as I fly.
Okay.
I'm strong.
Never let go, Jack.
So since we're doing essentially a chase, I will. We should just roll initiative to keep this as fair and accurate as possible. So let's do that.
Click on my token. There we go. Now go roll it. Do.
Coming in hot.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It begins.
Oh no!
Oh,
You
no.
guys, we fucked up.
Oh no. Okay.
Icarus, here you go. Save the day.
I'm currently the slowest one here.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, Corn Dog. I forgot to establish if you were okay with piloting LSAO tonight for us.
Ah, shit. Yeah, let me go pull that up. I know how to play this game. I'm a wizard now.
Oh, wizard. Unless I am.
I'm a wizard.
I can pull it up and at least roll the initiative real quick for them. Oh, they got such a cool character sheet.
This is a cool character sheet. You already rolled? Okay.
I did.
What an impressive initiative they've got now.
7.
A
Plus 7. Yeah, that's...
Ah.
Can't relate. Cannot. Dexterity is a dumb stat. I'm a cleric.
All right, Icarus, you got a little bit of what I'm essentially counting as a surprise to everything, but you are the first to go. So what would you like to do?
Oh wow, cool. That was my last third level spell, so give me a second to see what else I have. Thank goodness for these new spells that I have no idea what they do. I took some of the new Strixhaven ones, I think.
Ooh.
So I can cast Kinetic Jaunt. So I magically empower my movement with dance-like steps. My walking speed increases by 10 feet. I can move through the space of other creatures. So, with the 10 feet, I move 40 feet. So let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. 8. 8 would be that. Yep. Quick math. Okay. And then I'll action to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The spell
Is the water shallow?
Sorry, go ahead.
Is the water shallow, or am I gonna like drown?
At first glance, it looks pretty shallow. At least like the western half of it.
Okay, I think that's where I can make it to.
Okay, as you take your first step in there, you're gonna slosh around a bit, and that does become difficult terrain.
Never mind. I'm gonna move backwards a little bit. Wait, let me make sure I can. Yeah, my movement increases, but I still have difficult terrain. So I think I'm like halfway through them. There
yes. So the rest of you are able to see that Icarus casts a spell on himself to speed up a bit, and then takes a dash, but ends up sloshing around a little bit in that mucky pond type structure ahead of you.
I'm gonna say I'm like fully ballerina twirling through the air.
All right, LSAO's up next, then Juno is the next player. Oh, then Ulta, I guess I should say that because
Oh
that's
no,
the same
back
person.
to back. Oh shit. I, as Eliseo, will look to Aster. What direction?
I just pointing that north or that west northwest kind of direction.
All right. As a big boy, I'm going to move to here, and then I'm going to move to here, and then I'm going to Misty Step over this bullshit.
Nice.
Nice.
Go fast.
Are you gonna do that too? Sure. Cool.
Okay. I'm going to describe things as you pass by them, not to be leading in any way necessarily, but just to make sure that you understand your character can see these things. Icarus and Eliseo, as you're passing by, you see that this small outflow of this water does eventually lead to some sloshy land on the other side, but you don't necessarily necessarily see anything other than that in this little alcove so far. Anything else for Eliseo's turn?
No, that was all three of their
Okay.
things.
Then it's Juno's turn with Ulta on deck. Then sorry, it is not Juno's turn.
Oh, no.
If that pizza man fucking starts running, I swear to God. I'll find him.
Aster, please pay attention to Discord for a second, or heck, please pay attention to Discord for a second.
Gotcha.
Juno, it is your turn with Ulta on deck.
All right. I, as Juno, I'm going to move. Okay, there's roll 20. Am I allowed to carry someone?
We just have to account for their weight. So, accounting for all the stuff that you have, which should be calculated on your character sheet. If you could still pick up another person with all of their stuff and not reach your maximum weight, which is your strength score times 15, I believe. No, wait. I gotta look.
Help.
Oh no, you're there is a window on the character sheet that tells you exactly how much you can carry before you're encumbered.
It's in your inventory. It'll like Ulta's is 82.5 pounds unencumbered.
Mine is 210 pounds. I can push Drager lift 420.
Yeah,
and I have probably more than I can carry if I were to add Aster or Ulta. Because I'm carrying a lot of stupid shit.
Well, how much are you carrying? Because we did look at this before. We determined Ulta's total weight is like 150, right? With all the stuff she's carrying?
I have
With all
about
of her
60
stuff.
pounds remaining.
Okay, yeah, then you would not be able to. You would not be able to do that.
I just, it's really important for me to have all these the crossbow, the hand axes, the quarterstaff, and oh god, and the warhammer, and the whips.
And you've explicitly asked me for at least 2 legendary tier weapons at some point throughout this campaign. So I mean,
I am a hoarder buried alive.
Okay, so no, it doesn't look like you'd be able to carry, and in character you would know that, so it's not like we have to burn your turn to try and evaluate that.
Cool. In character, I totally knew that. What the crap? I'm trying to snap to center. Thank you. Oh. I'm gonna use my whole turn to be a dick and fly all the way up over here. The fuck is this magic?
Okay. That is a ledge.
Oh god.
So,
I will wait here for my companions.
Yep. So the ledge, if you're ground level, which you're like close to it. You're like hovering above the ground, right?
Mhm.
This ledge
The
is about
magneto float.
yeah, magneto float. So this is 15 feet from floor to floor up this ledge. You do see a cranking mechanism with a small platform that could fit up to 2 regular-sized people.
Is it down on this level?
It is up.
Could I use my bonus action to interact with it, or is that a full action?
It's a free action to interact with something, but if you want to take the time to like do something with it, like I'm assuming you're trying to lower it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case. Or where is it located down here?
It's like
plop
right in the
next
middle.
to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
right in the middle.
I'll plop next to it and stare at it while I wait for my next turn.
I'm gonna shift
Menacing.
the screen just for a second so chat can see this. We're up here. There it is. So Juno went northwestward.
Can I bring out my spiritual weapon as my bonus action then, and just have it nearby for when I see him potentially, so that way I can move it as a bonus action and whap him in the face if I get close enough.
So you're getting right next to the cranking mechanism, but you're also summoning.
Yeah, I want to be. Forget the spiritual weapon. We'll worry about that later.
Okay.
I want to be where the cranking mechanism is, but also hiding.
Okay.
So that way.
So still the lower ground level.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is green spot where the cranking mechanism is? Oh.
You see green spot?
I did, but now it's gone.
Oh yeah, that's just the player screen being funny for some reason. Sorry about that.
Ooh. Okay, I'm done.
I'll just do a little. We'll make it a green circle. This is where it is. Okay. That'll bring us to Ulta's turn with Aster on deck.
Yeah, she's going to see everyone running, making their way downtown. So she will quickly follow. And use her action to go her full movement. And then dash.
There we go.
For 30 more. And she will say, "My legs are small. Don't run so fast."
Okay.
Aw.
Okay. Anything else?
No, she's probably breathing heavily.
Okay, so just to make sure, I didn't quite see it. This is difficult terrain. Did you account for that?
Negatory.
Okay.
Then I will be right here next to Icarus, and I will go, "Shit."
It's probably like up to your chest. You know, almost having to swim through it. All right, Aster, it's your turn, and then Icarus, you're on deck.
Yeah, I think Aster is just gonna exchange glances with Seymour, at looking at them trudging through the mud, and then it's just gonna go around it. So that's 30 feet.
Okay.
5, 10, 15,
Smart.
20, 25, 30 is a dash. Hold on. Oh my god, roll 20. What are you doing? Okay, it just like yoed it somewhere and decided to restart. Okay, roll 20. We're not gonna worry about that right now. But yeah, I think that's all she can do at the moment. And then it's kind of a free action. She's just gonna say, I think he was about to teleport or something, but he stopped moving. Where? It definitely yoked my token somewhere, and I don't know. Oh wait, no, I found it. Never mind. We're okay. I don't know what happened, but I see myself again. It's all good.
Is everybody's view okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm double checking on all of your token views to make sure. I think Roll20 might be struggling today. Okay. Icarus, it is your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna do that movement thing.
Eliseo's on deck.
So that is 15. That'll put me there. And then if I dash, I can get to here. I'll get right up next to my sister.
Okay, so you are also right at the base of this. It's like a little wooden track with metal gauges and what we would call a chain, I guess, going all the way up to a crankshaft for this small platform, which is now at the upper part of the small cliff here. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
How tall is it?
How tall is what?
Is that like, I see the ledge, is it like up or down?
The ledge goes up from where you are 15 feet.
So can I bonus action Misty Step to the top?
You action dashed, correct?
Yes.
And you can.
Cool, I'll do that. And I'll just blink myself up there. Cool. Let me just mark that off on my sheet. Face step. And I will just whoop. Cool. Now
Okay.
I'm done.
Icarus,
Oh god.
you are able to see. I gotta look at your point of view, just to be sure. Are you still holding a light?
I have dark vision.
Oh, that is your, okay, that is your dark vision. Gotcha. You are not able to see anything within your point of view. So this is a point that you will notice that there is no assisted light of any kind beyond the room that you just came from.
Okay.
Okay. Eliseo. Juno, you're there. Yes, Eliseo's turn. Then Juno's the next player to go, but something else happens in between.
Uh-oh.
I'm stressing ever since Heck spoke. Okay. Does LSAO have anything to make them go faster?
Doesn't LSA have haste?
Yes.
But that's a gamble.
Believe they also have Misty Step.
Yeah, but I already used that. You can only use it once.
Oh.
Okay, so haste is the additional action at the end of each individual. Yeah, we'll use haste. Cast haste on Elizeo. Am I allowed to cast that using a higher level spell slot? I think so.
It doesn't specify anything for upcasting, so I'm going to say no.
Well,
I thought, dang, I thought you could always upcast, it just wouldn't do anything better. So like,
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, you could cast it using a higher level spell slot if you're out of third level spell slots, but you won't get any benefit by doing that.
Okay.
Thank you for helping clarify that.
Going to use it at 4th level, so that way we can get real speedy. All right, LSAO, let's go 90 feet. Or maybe, hang on, let me do some math.
make my way.
Never mind. We will not cast it this round. We will. Or wait, no, we will cast it this round. Here we go. Casting it. Running up to here. And for the action I have now, I would like to press the lever to lower the contraption.
What was the lever?
So it's like a handle, excuse me, handle on a wheel, so you have to actually crank it over some time.
LSA was gonna start cranking. That's why we didn't use haste just yet. No, we did use haste. Yes.
So their movement speed is doubled. The crankshaft is able to get the platform all the way down in one action.
Sick. All right, and that's the end of their turn.
Okay. Icarus, you're able to see. Excuse me. Sorry, I got something going on in my throat right now. Icarus, you're able to see. Yeah, she sure did. Icarus, you're able to see that from your almost straight west, like a little bit around the wall to the north, your right, you see this bright blue to white flash.
Bright flash. Ah.
Juno and LSAO, you're able to see like a remnant of that coming over the ledge. But it's a little more faint than the more direct line of sight that Icarus has. Aster, in this moment, you lose Azbara.
Magic, how could you do this to us?
I went into this saying I'm not bullshitting. This stuff actually happens.
No.
Okay, so
do things flash when you teleport?
In my world, they do.
Well, I'm just saying that aloud to the group as like an expressing of concern.
Juno, it is your turn. Corn dog's pissed.
I feel the
So
rage.
angry.
I feel the rage.
No talk to me.
Oh.
I'm angry.
Fucking know what I'm doing now. I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
It was mostly west and a little north. Maybe he just cast light.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeet myself in the direction that I believe he is. Which way? Mostly west, but a little north from when we first came in.
No, from where I am.
He would have pointed a little more this direction.
Okay. Fly, Magneto Juno. Fly.
Okay,
I'm
so
in here.
Juno, as you're flying along, you get to there now. What you see is a heavily misted room. Oh, excuse me. You had to go through some of it at about this point. So you're in like a deep foggy mist. And as far as you can see, you can see about 2 to 3 feet in front of you. And as far as you can tell from the point that you entered this sort of mist until now, there's not anybody or anything obstructing you, but just be aware that you can't see very far. Anything else?
Not knowing if he has teleported away or not, I am going to just mutter, "Where are you?" under my breath, and my pupils will dilate in rage. Pure, unadulterated rage.
Okay. Ulta, you're up. Aster's on deck.
Yeah, same rules apply. She will huffingly, she will run past Aster, make hard eye contact, look as though she is in genuine pain, and then continue. Her tiny legs are just so concerned and so uncomfortable. So that's where she'll end. She'll just stop right there at the steps and put her tiny little arm on her hip and Jesus Christ.
I'm imagining a
that's all.
SpongeBob image right now.
Oh my god, I'm already so trying to catch up.
Oh god.
Catch his breath. Oh my god.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
If someone did art of that, I would love them forever.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Aster, you're up with Icarus on deck.
Alright, we're gonna run this 30 feet as a movement. Please don't eat my token again. Okay, there we go. I'm just like, please don't do it. That's my movement, and then my action. Gonna dash. Get up these stairs. Okay. It's so hard not to run when you're not wild shaped into something. I don't like this. Alright, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. That'll bring us to Icarus with LSAO on deck.
Alrighty.
I do need to tell you, I didn't need to tell Juno because Juno is Magneto floating. Icarus, as soon as you set foot up here, your feet sloshed in what is now muddy terrain. So everything is difficult terrain starting at the top of this.
Great. I can move through the space of another creature and it doesn't count as... Oh, so I can only move through difficult terrain if it's people. That's stupid. So I will just... 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And that's all I can do then.
Okay. And that was accounting for the difficult terrain, but with your spell, right?
With my spell and my dash, yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have my bow out and be like, I'm ready. Azbara. This isn't really helping as much as I thought it would.
Okay. LSAO with Juno on deck. And then Ulta, I guess, on deck because that's the same person.
Sorry. My brain just... Here we go. Playing LSAO. Back to the wizard sheet.
I applaud you for handling 2 medium-level characters together.
2 characters all the time! So the thing's down? But I should probably wait.
It is down.
Gonna see Ulta and Aster making their way over to me. I just remembered that only 2 people can be on it at once. Could 2.5 people, 2.5 men be on it?
Well, you could certainly try to be creative. All I described was that it looks like it is sized for 2 people. 15 feet. So like a better accurate description of the 2 people thing would be more like 2 medium-sized people could stand side by side reasonably. Like that's enough surface area. That's how much surface area is on this platform. You don't really have a good gauge on like the weight it could carry or anything else like that.
Okay. Could I ride it up and send it immediately back down as my turn?
There is one
like as the full
crankshaft.
turn?
There is one crankshaft at the bottom and a new crankshaft at the top.
So wait, one person has to stay down here?
Or somebody at the top, I'll help you out a little bit, or somebody at the top would have to crank it for you.
Yeah, I'm wondering, can LSAO... Oh, fuck, no, they can't do this by themselves. Okay, cool. I'll wait, magic. And in the meantime, I'm going to cast Bless on Ulta. Just in case. Oh, Ulta, Aster, and myself, because I can do it on 3 people. We getting blessed. sprinkle some angel dust on all of you.
Corndog's
All
never
right.
gonna play video games with me again.
You will see Ulta while sitting on that step, once blessed, feel a little bit revived, but also go, I just need like a snack. Give me just like a second. I'll catch up.
I'm just standing
taking her
here
union
staring
break.
at the, taking her 15.
Okay, so that's it for Ulta then?
No, she's moving.
Okay.
I'm teasing. She's definitely gonna move in that direction.
Wait, did we skip Juno? Just real quick.
Oh wait, yeah.
I thought
Never
Juno
mind, go for
cast
it.
Bless.
No, that was LSAO. They can also cast Bless.
Oh, they can cast Bless? What?
Yeah, Bless up.
Okay, so yes, Juno's turn.
Mother fucking fuck. Sorry, I had a plan, and then magic ruined it.
Totally my fault, 100%.
It is! Bring him back here right now!
I mean, that's just a hunch. He could have transformed into something. He could be polymorphed into like a spider or something right now. We wouldn't know.
I'm
True.
going to cast Fairy Fire on the 20 feet in front of me.
Burn
and
it down!
See if I can find. Well, it's not burning it down.
Something.
It's light it up. And see if I can like find an animal or a critter, and then I'm going to listen really hard.
Light it up, light it
Light it up.
There you go.
It's on fire.
In fact, I'll do the thing you do when you like can't really see, so you start like pushing your arms out. But I'm like gonna just start grabbing at the air too. And with my fly speed, I'm just gonna go in circles in this room and see if or zigzag. I'm gonna zigzag my way through the room to see if I can hit him. Serpentine to see if I see anything. So fairy fire and serpentine.
Okay.
That's what's happening in
Serpentine like
this
the
space.
snake Sapporo is.
There you go.
I'm gonna find this son of a... If he... Magic, if he has left...
I know. I'm ready. I'm not ready for the repercussions.
I have hated him for a year. Everyone's like, we can trust him. It's fine. Let's have him in our caravan. Never been
Oh,
fine since.
yeah. It's always good when you have a character that the players just loathe. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just me that hates him with my entire being. But I can funnel out into others. If anyone else wants to share the rage, I have spare.
Makes for
rage.
good. Makes for good role play, if nothing else.
Yep.
Okay, so creatures and objects light up within 20 feet. You will see a circle with interesting runic-looking symbols start to glow right here.
Oh.
I Magneto Serpentine to it.
Okay.
And then I don't have an action to perceive it or anything right now, but I'm going to Magneto float over it in rage.
Menacingly.
She stares menacingly.
If I go into it, does it feel like there's someone in this space right now or no?
If there was someone in that space, you would definitely see that from the fairy fire spell. So you don't. This is the only thing that is pinging, we'll say, from the fairy fire spell. And
Cool.
nothing happens as you float over it.
An unheard, up to this point, in everyone's lives, including my own brother's life, bellow of anger just echoes down the cave. Just
Nice.
big old rage yell.
All right, Ulta, Aster on deck.
Ulta will hear the rage bellow and just kind of like look around for a second. and then she's not going to move as quick anymore, thinking that like something has happened, either that wasn't good or, you know, she's like, oh, okay, here we go, cool. So she's just gonna make her way to exactly where she can. This is literally her movement. And she will say, do you want me to climb, or will you hold me like a baby? With her like arms just kind of up, like very confused, like
one of us
doesn't look like there's gonna be much space.
One of us needs to go up and lower this back down for the other two. And then bring us back up.
She's gonna hear that and go, well, I could just climb it.
Someone still needs to bring us up. I'm not a particularly good climber.
All right,
and I think LSAO's already used their fly, which is why I'm not offering it, because I feel like we might have had that in like 2 sessions ago.
She'll say, all right, well, then we'll wait.
You did have a rest during last session, a long rest. Wait, short rest. Short rest.
Oh.
I don't know if that brings it back.
I think they use their
long
wait, not
rest.
fly spell.
They don't have the fly spell.
Oh, then yes.
Yep,
oh, the Protector Asimar Radiant Soul? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Accurate. Okay, so that's Ulta's turn. All right, Aster, you're up. Icarus on deck.
All right.
Or I'm gonna like gesture for Ulta to get on.
Yeah, it's like
so that way
Aster
Aster can get there.
Yeah.
And I will stand on it with Aster and look at, or stand on it with Ulta and look at Aster expectantly.
Yeah. She'll go ahead and send y'all up. Send it.
Send it. Don't worry, I'll bring it back down for you.
Thank.
Okay. All right. As much as I enjoy the clenching, we are officially out of initiative.
Oof.
So we don't have to be limited on the, turns anymore for doing stuff. But yes, we are now several rounds of combat. So Aster, it's been at least 20 to 30 seconds or so since you lost the signal, essentially, of Azbara. So you all may continue, but we're not limited to turns in order right now.
Can we all fast forward and say we got up this ledge then?
Yes, nothing happens
right,
to prevent you from doing that.
Come gather with me in the fog.
Yes, we will join you in the fog. Wait, where actually are you?
I'm up here. This way. This way.
Actually, I shouldn't have told you that. I know you guys can't see quite as far as...
Oh.
My yell is happening.
Yeah, that's very
stopping. I am making all the noise right now. I am having a temper tantrum. I'm a toddler in elf years at this point.
Oh my god, what is going on with Roll20 today?
Yeah, Roll20's having a big struggle.
Good lord.
So has anybody walked into this circle?
I've been floating over it. I haven't walked directly on it because I didn't want to disturb the ruins. In case someone else, like my spouse...
I'll do it. I'll walk into it.
I think
maybe this is how we teleport as I walk into it. If I can. I don't know if I can. Can I?
You can.
I'm going to try walking into it.
The moment you set foot, it will... So the glowing that's happening from Juno's spell will sort of exacerbate. And it changes from this, shifting blue to green to purple into just, holding on blue. And it's a little bit brighter than it was before.
I saw blue flash earlier, so maybe this was it, as I just jump into it.
Yep, so it gets a little brighter and holds at that sort of blue hue, but nothing else happens.
Maybe it's like revving up or something, and I'll just stand in it for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that one more
will
time.
kind of.
I was saying like maybe it's like revving up, so I'll just stand here for a second and see if it's like loading.
Okay.
It's spinning wheel.
Yeah.
Corndog, you wanted to say something?
LSAO wants to check out the runes, not only because they think that this is a teleport spell, but they're trying to garner like where this could be to, like if there's any specific runes in it that reference like a certain type of people or something like that, or like if they can recognize any of the location runes within it.
Okay. So I'm going to, I know I don't do this every time, but I am going to explicitly say that LSAO, as a wizard with certain studies and background, would absolutely know that this is a teleportation circle. No question.
Mm-hmm.
They would know that by way of that, there has to be an exactly matching circle at the endpoint destination. Both would have to have been intentionally created by the same person or group of people in order to be here. And the fact that it's still here after it's been used tells LSAO that there are precisely 2 possible ways that it could be used. So, with that already known, let's have LSAO make an Arcana check to see if we can discern which of those 2 possible ways, as well as the question that you asked.
23.
Oh,
Okay, so they're going to get on sort of like a squatting position and really study the runes within.
Yeah,
like,
jot it down in one of their journals with their fancy magic gold ink.
Yeah, there you go. And they will be able to confidently discern that in order to use this type of teleportation circle, a specific command word needs to be used. As far as your question of like recognize it where it could go, they would know the only way to know that is if they were involved with creating the circle or had been told, that sort of thing. There's nothing from the circle itself that would be able to tell them.
Hey, Icarus. Try saying Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm out of ideas.
It just your Tiamat, that would be so fucked up. Hey brother, tap in this and go to
say the password.
Say the password.
Mommy?
It's always
sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
LSAO will let everyone know what they know in regards to this as well.
And there is nothing else in this room other than the runic circle.
Nothing else is glowing from Juno's fairy fire. You do know that like all of you can only see a couple feet in front of you. And you haven't seen or run into anything else, I guess.
Ulta, since she's not particularly magically inclined in any capacity, would take the time to blindly put out her tiny little hands and just start feeling around, going about in all sorts of serpentine directions. Just wandering around, maybe trying to inspect what this weird blood stain is.
Okay. Are you all watching that happen, or at least I guess until she gets out of your purview?
Juno
Just
is
wondering.
watching as she considers putting up the dome.
Hey sister, what if you just message him?
I'm working on the message I want to send to him currently.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You could just
so
ask him where he
strongly
went.
worded.
And if he'll come back. And maybe we could just kill him when he comes back.
Right.
Oops.
That is definitely what we will do.
making my way just around.
Ulta, make a dex check.
Ah, son of a bitch. Oh, I'm not muted.
18 plus channel, we're fine.
12.
All right. So there will be a couple of points where you like maybe your elbows bent a little bit, so you like half bump into a wall by accident because you couldn't see it just in time, but there's no like traps or anything else that drastically happens to you. It's just a really awkward fumble through the mist. And between how meticulous you're being about it and your passive perception at the very least, you'd be confident that there's truly nothing else here, at least in this room.
Don't worry, guys. There's nothing else here.
Well, if there's nothing else here,
yeah. Do we like hang out? Maybe wait to see if he returns?
I don't really have any smart ways to like hunt him down or anything, so
I could set up the dome here in a different cave so he doesn't instantly teleport back out of here upon seeing us.
what if you teleport it into our dome?
You can't.
Would he just be shunted out?
Like we set the dome over it.
It'd just be like a boom. No.
Well,
and I
because
want him to come back.
If we set the dome over it and we choose who goes in and out, that means he can't go out, so he'd be trapped in the dome.
People can leave freely.
I thought they could only leave freely if they were part of it, or is that just enter?
No. They can enter as long as I say they can enter, and anyone can leave whenever they want. Consent is important.
Yeah, I don't know about you all, but I could definitely use a rest.
Yeah.
I am spent, personally.
All right. Should we find a place to do that isn't here?
Perhaps down the hallway that was to the left when we ran in here.
Okay.
That way we have a better ability to potentially hear him if he comes back. And LSAO, being the smart wizard they are,
What about
just
like
kidding,
right
does
here?
not have alarm. Just kidding. What was
What
that?
about what about just like right over here?
Oh, hell yeah. I could smush it up so it was like really in the
It's
wall
like it's
and we'd have
almost made for it.
It is like
That's
it's
sus.
It's a little bit bigger. The dome is a little bit bigger than this space. But we could have it stick out a little ways. He would see it upon coming into here.
I thought the dome was opaque, matching surroundings.
You can change the color, so you could make it look like the same shade as like
I'll
the
do that,
cave
but
wall.
the inside will still look like dusk.
Make it like a lava lamp. Like a just you know, like change colors.
Where have you seen a lava lamp in here?
You could invent it. But yeah, just as clarification, you have intentionally camouflaged, but you can make the dome look. You can make it obvious if you want it to be, but you can also camouflage it to your surroundings. And
I
the
will
intent is
camouflage
that
it to my surroundings.
yeah, the intent is that it's opaque either way. So
Yep,
whether
nobody can
camouflaged or
see in
not,
and
nobody
out.
can
Yep.
see in, but you guys can see out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Words are hard.
Okay, so if that's the play, I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to take our first breather for the evening. So we'll take a quick, just a couple minute break to walk around, get refills, stretch our legs, all that jazz. And we will be right back.
Wait a minute, what's in his spell book?
Oh. Do that in character. Okay, so we're live. We're live again.
Okay. Just in case, you know, so the bubble, we should have someone that stays awake and to watch bubble.
I think that's a good idea.
And eloquently worded, too.
There's no confidence.
Oh, well, I guess we do normally do that
Also,
anyway.
we'll take first watch.
I can do a second or a third because I can stay up for 4 hours.
All right, I'll take whatever else is needed.
So we only need 2, but if anybody would want to do a third as like an intending to be alone sort of thing, that's absolutely doable.
I can help.
I'll
So-
sit with
Juno.
Asher, I guess.
Okay. So first watch perception checks, please.
Who dat? Is it me? Ulta. Perfect.
Nice. Okay, and was it just you? I think it was. All right, is there anything that you would like to be, like light activity that you would like to be doing?
Oh, you know, just keeping an eye out,
Oh, shit.
paying attention, listening for maybe like secret words muttered or whatever. No big deal.
Okay. During your watch, not long after you're confident that everyone else is either asleep or in their trance, which you're very familiar with now, Sunny's actually going to uncharacteristically crawl out of the bag and sort of like look around and meander out of the dome and out of your sight to the left.
No, I'm gonna follow him. Nope.
Okay.
And I will be muttering shit, and trying to.
Okay.
I'll follow him wherever he goes. I'm following,
So
and I'm going to try to catch him to be like, buddy, what are you doing? Where you go?
yeah, so
Why you go?
I should clarify, it really is just a meandering. It like the demeanor that you'd get is that he's like got a scent of something maybe, and it's not like he ran off. He's just sort of like plunking along through the mud here, checking it out, and if you don't pick him up, he's still kind of just heading toward the area where the circle is.
I mean, I'm not gonna necessarily like stop if he's just like, I mean, to be fair, he's been stuffed in my bag for a while now. So like if he needs to like stretch his wings and like get a little bit of energy out, but I will also not allow him to leave mine eyes.
Okay. So he'll every like few feet with you close in tow, because again this fog and mist is incredibly dense. He's gonna like take a beat, look back at you, kind of like look right and left in front of him again, and then keep going. And at one point he'll just sort of stop and then like go on his hinds and flap a little to sort of like help stabilize himself. As he flaps his little wings, the mist and fog in the area immediately around him will sort of push away. And then he'll sort of go back down onto all fours again, look around, and like full send in flight about your head height, and just start to weave around a little bit.
I will obviously quietly like but like I'm not probably pulling out jerkies of types, attempting to obviously reward this awesome thing that he's doing, but also not being loud.
Okay. All right. After sort of weaving around a little bit, you will see that he's essentially clearing a lot of the fog. He's not making it go away, but like, I don't know of an elegant way to describe this. The total amount of fog particles that exist in this area are being pushed into a smaller area around the perimeter of the zone. Okay. So like it's getting really thick around the walls, but the middle is sort of cleaning out. It's making like a donut, where the donut hole is clear around the circle and maybe about 10 feet around it entirely, and then around the walls is where all the mist has dissipated to. And you can definitely see at this point, with that cleared away, he's looking down at the circle and sort of like flies around it a couple times, and at one point gives like a little huff and spit, and you'll see a little flame come out of his mouth. It'll go to the circle, and the circle, at this point not being lit up by fairy fire anymore, will react very strongly for just a moment. Like a quick little shoom, and then back down to nothing. And then he'll land on the ground and sort of sniff at it.
Point. Yeah, at that point I'll say, okay, buddy, how about we do this not in the center? Because what I don't want is for him to like light this motherfucker up and then suddenly he is teleported away. Even though I know we need like a word or whatever, I just don't want to risk. Also, wouldn't want to risk it.
Sure.
So she will at that point pick him up and give him lots of scritches and tell him what a good boy he is, and let him keep flying around or doing whatever, but just politely ask him to stay out of the center of circle.
Okay. Even though this is part of your rest, I'm gonna count this as like you're far enough in. Where's your animal training at? Let's look at that.
Let's.
Or at least your training of him specifically.
Oh, I'm in the wrong message. I'm like, what is happening? Heck, I was in the other message, and I'm like, why do I have all these selfies in here? Wrong message. Where am I at? Okay. I'm trying to find the Google Doc. Am I crazy?
I think it's pinned, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in the... Okay, I found it.
Okay.
I was going to say I'm in the pins, but I can't find it. All right. So, because I am the worst, and I always forget how this works, I have 38 skill points, 4 successful checks, and 1 failure.
Okay, so because you're over 30, you're essentially at like a tier above pure amateur, trying something new with no background for the first time ever. You're officially into like 31 plus for you for this attempted mastery of skill is essentially you have some basic ideas of what you're doing. A lot of them have been successful. Some of them are going to be successful by default, and others are going to be easier to achieve success than normal.
Okay.
So where we're at right now, with what's going on right now, I'm not going to have you make a check of any kind. Let's just have you add 1 to the skill, like 1 point to the skill. Because now, Sonny is sort of, he's like puppy a few weeks into training at this point. Like, understands you specifically, at least, and some of the maybe very basic verbal commands and some of the physical leading that you do with him sometimes. So this is going to work out the way you intend. He's still very exploratory, sort of flying around a little bit and showing interest and curiosity around the space, but is not going any farther than you have essentially tried to physically lead him away from.
Okay. And then
after a while, he just sort of stops and comes back to you.
Okay. We'll head back to the dome and wait for whoever is next to wake up.
Okay. Who was second watch?
Me.
Anyone else?
I believe it was an optional Aster.
Yeah, I'll come on in.
I'll be around for a third and fourth watch.
I got a 14 on my perception.
Ooh,
Okay, so
yeah, see
Aster
what I-
and Icarus, please indicate that you have achieved your long rest. Everyone else has not yet.
Yep, I did.
Okay. So again, I just feel obligated to say this every time, so I'm just probably going to keep doing it. Not meant to be a leading thing, but there is a transitionary period between Ulta like turning in for the night and essentially going to sleep at some point versus and everyone else waking up, where like the three of you are awake and conscious at the same time, and then Ulta will go to sleep. So if there's anything that you want to relay as far as information goes, that would be an opportunity. Are we losing Ulta? Nope, it was just a blip. Okay.
My internet's been doing that literally all night, per usual. Ulta would honestly probably not say much until morning when everybody was awake, in the off chance that anything happened. So she would just wait to tell everybody about the little, like,
Okay.
experiment until morning.
I'll just wake up and look at Ulta and be like, okay, cool.
Okay. Then perception checks from Icarus and Aster, please.
Got that crisp 16.
Got that natural 20 for 29.
And then so something I'm trying to do, you know, out of character here. Something I'm trying to do is to be more cognizant of details when it comes to especially long rests. So Juno, being an elf, since you started your trance at the very beginning of this is officially the completion of a long rest for you. And since Aster and Icarus have said they're going to be on watch at this point, this is actually an opportunity for you to like do intensive activity as the start of the next day. Like if you wanted to work on one of your projects or anything like that, if you wanted to. Or you can join their watch if you want, or you know, the world's your oyster at this point. Your long rest is complete, is the short version.
I am going to come out of my trance to sneak the spell book that LSAO has, that they recently recovered, and start flipping through it like a mad woman, looking for anything I can about a teleportation circle, any type of passwords. Does this guy have a password section in this book? Like, does he write his shit down like an idiot? Because I feel like he's dumb. I want him to be dumb for me. Ooh, sorry everyone. I slammed a lot of kombucha and it is fizzing up. Oh,
Okay.
I'm like crying.
You're doing this as Juno, correct? Because
Yes.
LSAO is still
LSAO is sleeping.
zonked. Okay.
They used a lot of magic. Also, I can't long rest their sheet. Are you able to?
Yes, I can do that. Okay, so perception checks then from Icarus and Aster. We'll start with that.
They had the nat 20 and I had the 16.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, so you are confident that aside from the ambient sounds of dripping water in a cave and just sort of water flowing with mud around you. Nothing and nobody seems to be in your immediate vicinity at any point. No changes in light, no indications of movement from either sight or sound, and absolutely, I know you said you would be pretty focused on, you know, if the circle were to be used or activated, definitely nothing there. So, throughout that couple hours, we'll say, as you're maintaining watch, is there anything that, any light activity you would want to be doing or anything that you would want to be discussing?
It's really quiet down here.
Yeah, I don't know if I love caves. I gotta say, I don't think I'm feeling it. At some point in the night, I'll probably do like some light prayer, which like I don't really do. So I'm just gonna be like conversation, that's right. Like sister seems very dedicated to that. I wonder if like, is there anything I can do to help her? And just like, throwing random questions into the dark and hoping that they are heard, but not really expecting anything. It's just kind of like a mindfulness.
Do you think she's gonna be okay? I don't think I've ever seen her act like this.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really seen this rage. The next closest thing was when the kids bullied me at home, but like she kind of just beat them up. She just wasn't angry, she just did it, So, it's kind of weird. But,
An ear twitches.
The best thing to do for it is just to find him. I think we can. It'll just, who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that go?
I gotta admit, I have to give him more credit because like I thought he'd be like really easy to just like find and beat up, But
it's tricky.
Yeah, you never know what wizards can do. They're all over the place. Their books and stuff. I don't.
Looks to the book.
Yeah, reading just takes a lot of energy, and I don't really have it. So. Do you have a book too? Do you cast spells out of a book? It's not just me, right?
No, I don't know, I just kind of do it. It's this nature and all of that, the natural power around us. I don't really understand the whole book thing either.
So just like kind of just like you think it and it comes out. Like you call the nature. Yeah, magic's weird.
More or less.
I'll let you tell me when you're done conversing. I don't want to interrupt.
I think we put the two awkward characters together, so.
We did. So we're just like
sitting there.
What do I do?
This is kind of the most I've gotten. Do you want some music or something? Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I'm just gonna like strum and like not really play anything, just like be like, oh shit, oh that was wrong. Let me try again. And yeah, that's gonna be how like the ambient sound we fill the night with, because it's like too quiet down here almost. So I want to like fill that silence. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Juno, going through this spell book, I'll send you a list of all the spells, just so that like out of game you understand what's going on with this. Some of them in character you wouldn't be quite familiar with. You may have heard of them or maybe seen LSAO studying, learning, and practicing some of them, maybe in their studies and upbringing, maybe even use some of them, so they'd be familiar, like as written down. You're also familiar with like the concept as a spellcaster yourself. You're familiar with the concept of like verbal components like chanting or saying phrases, and then somatic components like movement of hand and body.
Right.
and then sometimes material components being necessary in order for a wizard to cast a spell. So while you might not understand, you might not be able to read this book and cast these spells by way of reading this book, you would be able to personally understand what everything written down is for. And there is 100% nothing in this book beyond what is absolutely necessary for the spells listed and casting them. No extra notes, no extra journaling. There's no offhanding to any of the specific spells, or literally nothing, just the spells themselves. And then we will get to the point that everyone has achieved the long rest. We are now officially...
Would I be able to do something while everyone's sleeping?
Oh, absolutely. Well, everyone but Aster and...
I was third and fourth watch. Right? Because they were second and third-ish. So, the last 2 hours I would be by myself.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Rad.
What would you like to do?
We'll send a message.
It's message time.
Oops. Wrong. There it is.
I would also like this message to carry the ambiance of the noise around me, which is just me flipping through pages.
Ooh.
It's just, we're gonna flavor it so he can hear the book pages in the background.
I'm down.
All right, I wrote this down on break, and a little bit while we were doing watches. You forgot something. I have an offer, an exchange. Your cute little spell book is here, and while I could use this to find you, a trade stands. And that's all the words I have, and I'm going to wait for the pizza man's response.
Okay.
Just gonna keep flipping through his book and just hope that it sounds like a Rolodex essentially in the background as the spell comes through.
Okay. You will get a response. This one hopes they enjoy it. But this one has forgotten nothing. They are running out of time. We proceed.
Cool. I can't respond right now because I don't want to keep wasting spells to taunt this man. Actually, I do, but I won't because I'm a responsible adult elf. And with my 2 hours here, I'm going to check my spells and see if I can prepare something different for today. We'll see.
Okay.
Sorry, I was doing LSAO stuff and myself.
Yeah.
Oh, mess.
All good. Okay, so with that, then we are at the next morning. Everyone's got their long rest taken care of. What would you like to do?
As we are all waking up, Ulta will kind of open her bag and point to Sunny and just kind of say, so while we don't know his password necessarily, I did get a bit of a reaction when this little guy kind of lit the circle on fire.
You what?
Yeah. He, flew around, sniffed it a little bit, sneezed some fire on top of it, and it kind of
Do you think it's like elementally fueled, like a gate? Like, do you think we can like use all of the elements of Tiamat to summon the circle? Something.
I mean, maybe. I just didn't know if maybe someone like wanted to try setting it on fire really quickly, or
by setting it on fire, splashing some water. Aster, do you have lightning? I don't know if you have lightning for indoors.
Not really for indoors.
Do I have lightning for indoors? Notes.
I do with the first level spell slot, but not with a cantrip.
I also have lightning as a cantrip. I have the lightning lure.
That's
I know
a
how to
crazy
play
cool
this
spell.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how I've never used it.
To be fair, I have a lot of cantrips and I have no idea where they came from.
We got some from tattoos. If you guys want to try that out, I'm gonna try something I've never done before. It'll take me about 10 minutes, but I would like to attempt to scry on this motherfucker using his spellbook.
Oh. Oh, Magic's excited.
I'm mad! Let me do it!
Purple mad.
Is the spell name Scrying?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I had also prepared that, but I'm glad you're doing it.
Okay, so the casting Yikes. Sorry if you can hear that. So the casting time is 10 minutes. You did say that. The duration is also 10 minutes. Concentration. Sorry, 1 second.
And I believe in my notes I have a crown here that could work as the focus. And the nice part is that it doesn't absorb it. It's just 1,000 gold piece crown. Do I know where these are from? This is from in my notes? No, I probably stole it while we were in the caravan.
I think I stole one for each of us.
Yeah, you stole one really fancy one.
Yeah, I stole like a matching set, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so this knowledge and connection. This is cool. I've always heard of scrying, but never like specifically looked at the spell or its details. This is cool.
It's a very good
So you
spell.
can do this, huh?
I'm gonna put on my fanciest crown.
This is
And the
Juno,
best part
right?
is that it doesn't absorb it. Yeah. I, as Juno, am going to put on my fancy crown. And everyone can see how fucking gaudy I am.
Ooh, boy, okay.
Bye, Dad.
I just realized that I need to do a thing
Yeah.
in Roll20 in
Got
order
a -9 on this.
in order for my
Is there any? Can I
intended
like
hidden
search the book
rolls.
real quick for his hair? Does he have any hair follicles in here?
Oh, you have his spell book. This is
I
intimate.
know, but that's his possession. I'm looking for a body part
Oh, why?
because it makes it harder for him.
You can make an investigation check.
Okay, here we go. 23, because I'm using my elf eyes.
Okay. You scour every square millimeter of this book, page over page.
Yep, that's what I was doing all of last night, was
Yeah.
also looking for hairs.
Nothing.
Fingerprints, dead skin. Did he chew his nails? Put one in there by accident? Like a nasty motherfucker? Is there blood?
Absolutely nothing.
Did he write anything in his own blood?
Nope. It
God,
is
what a
pristine.
Poser.
In fact, it might even come across to are not awkwardly, but uncomfortably clean. How
Is
clean
this like
this
his
book
life
is.
journal where like you spend a lot of time to write everything down in it and make it look really cute because it's about who you are? You put all of your horoscope stuff in there, sun and moon,
No,
What?
but that may be in his other books.
daily habits.
Yeah, I mean, like, what you're getting from this book is that A, it looks oddly not worn for how much he might have had to use it over time. And B, just overall really clean.
Does that mean he's a bard in disguise as a wizard?
I mean, wizards can also prestidigitate the shit out of things.
No, but like I'm saying, like he's pretending to be a wizard by having a book, but he doesn't use the book.
Okay, so I'm rolling for his
Oh,
wisdom
I'm
save.
picking up what you're putting down. Maybe he's a warlock.
Sorcerer? Warlock of Tiamat. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that would make me shit bricks, which obviously could be something that he is.
What is your spell save DC for this?
My spell save DC is 17. Please fail. Thank you.
Okay.
Not with
I
all
think it's
the
a whiz-
stuff that
whiz
Tony
save.
gave him. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, they have to make a wisdom saving throw of 17.
Okay. You are going to obtain a vision from a point of view.
My That's So Raven moment.
For the moment, you see Azbara waking up. He is... Where is he? Who's crying? I was not ready for. I'm going to do my due diligence with this. I apologize that it's going to take a minute, but we got to get this right.
You know how much we love watching you squirm magic.
Oh, absolutely.
You're like, I have a plan for that. And we're like,
Oh, it's not. This isn't
Fuck
even
your
a squirm.
plans.
This is definitely one of those like, oh, yup. And it's cool as hell, so I'm all about it.
hello, anybody home?
So you have to imagine that you're. It's almost like you can see two different points of view at the same time. This is not interrupting what you can see and interact with and do in the here and now in your own point of view, although you're concentrating on the spell. So like concentration rules apply. But you're also able to like keep a mental accounting as if you're also seeing this happen, like as if you were right there. At the same time, you see him waking up in it's essentially a room with like a long hallway of beds. 14 or so. And his garb is slightly different from what you've seen before. He's still wearing like red robes, but it's much more like a, I guess for lack of a better way of putting it, like a nightgown sort of thing, a much simpler, baggy sort of just like a drape. And he's got this head cap thing, like a bald cap, but it goes all the way from like just above his eyebrows to just under his chin, and then it's just this like skin colored fabric going all the way from that point down his neck and underneath the robes, like from his eyebrows down to the precipice of his chin and like just barely the ends of his cheekbones. That's the only part of his face you can actually see, which is consistent with what you've seen before, but before he had like a little bit of a robe thing over it. You can also see just within those boundaries like the edges and points of what you are positive would be tattoos. And for the moment you're observing right now, before we'll, snap back to everybody, he's just waking up along with 11 other people looking very similar to him. And then a pair very different. One of them looks exactly like, well, almost exactly like Langdadrosa Cyanrath, but with black scales. Horns slightly different coming out of their forehead. And then another wearing, or that eventually puts on an armor robe hybrid, not unlike Frulam Mondeth's. So you are now actively concentrating on this spell. That's going to be the first like 10-15 seconds. I'll give you more details as you go unless anything changes, but the 10 minutes of casting is now complete. And what would you all like to be doing at this point?
I've never seen her space out like this before. Is this normal? Has anyone else seen this happen before?
I mean, it almost looks like how some of the elders would meditate in my village.
Her eyes are like glazed over, but not like black everywhere, like white everywhere, and it's really weird.
She's trying to see something.
Juno, you are able to interact with everybody pretty much as normal if you want to.
I am giving this 110% of my attention.
Okay.
But my eyes did go white. Thank you for just knowing that internally, Hyacinth. You pick up my vibe well. I may start like I'm trying to think of the pop culture reference. Oh, I know what it is. You know when Alice in Twilight gets a vision and she has to like start writing it down as it's happening in a notebook and can like draw weird shit? That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start drawing what I'm seeing in Stupid McStupid Faces spellbook. So clean, it's got space for drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, seeing that Juno's trying to like communicate that or just take note to take down every single detail possible, Aster will definitely be just like putting like the paper down or something to make it like easier and get the most of the notes possible. It's best not to interrupt things like this and just go with it.
I mean, I already knew she was weird, so.
Not as weird as you. That was Juno, not LSAO. For reference. Yeah, I think LSAO though will be helping Ulta out and kind of checking into her idea of like, is it elementals? What are we kind of working with here? Is it the fact that a dragon touched it? Because if so, I can conjure a dragon now.
Okay.
What the fuck is that spell? Summon draconic spirit. Ooh, I can conjure the spirit of a dragon.
So let's have LSAO make an intelligence check. I'm going a little off the book here, but
just
you know what?
Intelligence.
Or is it wisdom?
Or...
What is? Yes, intelligence.
Okay. Rolling. Mew. 22.
Nice. Okay. So LSAO is very well versed, obviously, in like strictly arcane art. The different schools of magic, the different I guess out of game what we know as classes, the different ways that people can tap into and use the weave to essentially cast spells, use magic, etc. They're also at least a little familiar with non-humanoid creatures and how their abstract connections to the weave is very different from like humanoid spellcasters, like Aster being a druid and themselves being a wizard who can like essentially study over time and physically tap into the weave and interact with magic to make it happen, sort of thing. Warlocks that can be granted gifts that are essentially parallel with divine in order to be able to do this sort of thing. They would ultimately end up at a pretty confident conclusion that something about the nature of Sonny is like the potency of his magic doesn't match his size as far as the anatomy of dragons goes. For him to be able to interact with a magic circle that they know, at least as far as their knowledge goes, requires a command word in order to use, for another creature without such a thing to interact with it in any way, means at the very least that Sonny has a very potent magical ability.
I relay all this information to Ulta.
I will. Sorry, I moved to this. I will relay that information to Sonny and tell him he is the goodest boy.
Does that mean the dragon himself can teleport us to chase him?
LSAO would probably respond. It doesn't look like it. It's probably more of an innate magic interacting with magic sort of thing. Isn't 100% sure, but is looking like they're pretty confident that probably not.
Well, maybe next time you level up, buddy, and I'll give him a pat if I'm allowed to.
I mean, I don't know if you'd lose a finger or not. I think he lets me pat him on the head. So you should be good.
It'd be a little bit like taking, like what at first, but then would like give the little. Have you ever actually like pet a lizard on the forehead?
No. Wait.
Or
yeah.
like seen a lizard pet on the forehead? Yeah. Sometimes they just kind of look up and like boop, and then they just sort of like blink and then move on. It's pretty much like that.
Yeah. I feel like Icarus is the person who really likes animals, but animals don't necessarily really like him.
LSAO, I'm gonna add. LSAO would be confident that there is nothing that you all could do right now to use this circle without finding out whatever this command word is.
Cool. So there's no point in summoning a dragon to spirit to look at it and tell us what it is.
I'm going to keep writing that 22 that they rolled and say they know that there would be a difference between summoning dragon spirits and having an actual dragon.
Cool. I was just hoping that the spirit could tell us something more. Talk with spirits, but that's fine. I don't need to waste a 6th level spell slot or 5th level to start the day.
They would tell you to probably not expend that on a very long shot, maybe just now.
Yep. Cool. I will. Watch Sunny as LSAO with pure joy in my eyes and mild concern for my spouse, who is in a weird looking trance. It's not normal. It's weird.
So what's next, gang?
I feel like we're all just sitting here like, how do we continue?
How do we continue when there's a weird girl sitting in a trance over there?
Exactly,
Looking freaky.
though. We
Looking
don't wanna
ultra
leave her.
freaky. Just
How about
sitting
this?
Here being weird.
How about this? It seems like we might be a little stuck, so let's take a quick break. Think about it for a minute, and we'll be right back in like 3 to 5 minutes, guys. Hang tight.
Marla.
Yeah, gave us some direction that there was something here that was powerful, right?
I did
To the
switch us
notes.
back to live. I'm telling. I
To the notes.
didn't intend it to be a cold open, but we're starting to talk already. So we're back. We're live.
I mean,
sort of
now that
puzzling
we
through
can-
things at this point.
Yeah, now that we confirmed that at least like one of the parties that was, at the event where they were basically sapping Marlock's power, like this place very well could have something to do with it. There's probably some secrets lurking in here. We just don't know what yet.
Ooh, Juno, make a perception check, please.
I do have that perception. Ew.
You could swear that you recognize the armor that the person is putting on next to Azbara. The one that's very similar to Frulam.
Wait, is it the purple lady?
And it will take you back. Your memory will sort of, for a moment, flitter back to the shared vision you had that Astrid or that Heck just mentioned.
Yeah, purple mad, except multiple of them.
Multiple purple mats. I'm writing it in purple.
This definitely has something to do with it. I'm just not entirely sure what secret this place holds, but there's something.
Right, and it has to be important enough to them if they're willing to create a teleportation circle nearby.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be more of that.
So it can
that
go
we just
back
don't know
and
about.
forth.
Right.
Mhm.
And it can't be just a simple smuggling ring, I don't think. I think that this place has some importance after seeing the star maps and things like that.
Those were old maps too. I guess we should just start looking. I'm not really sure where to start. I guess we can just start with what's close to us and then figure it out.
LSAO will give the reminder of, we can always do the put our right hand on the wall and just follow it through the maze.
Sure.
Come on, everybody, let's go. LSAO is
Let's
leading the way
explore.
as our resident, a big one.
I gotta be honest, I got kind of lost earlier when we were walking through, so I don't really feel like I should lead the way.
Help, I can't carry myself.
Yeah, Roll20's been real weird.
Yeah, it's
It has.
LSAO will start to descend these stairs.
Okay. So, I'll just reiterate that until further notice, literally everything is this mucky, muddy, sloshing around, difficult terrain.
Would you
so
say
you're-
it's kind of swampy?
Absolutely.
Cool, because that's my favorite terrain.
Okay. Remind me what that means.
Psych! I mean, she could travel across it all nice, like.
Mhm.
That means I can slide across this muck like I'm made for it.
Nice. All right.
I will ping what it actually means.
Okay.
But basically, yeah, you're not.
Put
hindered
Ulta
by-
in charge now.
Oh, I forgot to check in with you guys as well. Is the explorer mode working? Like you can see the places that you have been in like a dulled out. Okay, awesome.
How big is this area? Oh god, this is a big map. Fuck.
That's large.
Sitting here at 30%, like backed up, and I was like, oh crap.
Okay, so Chrissy, I will need you be annoying about checking in about this because it could be important. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for skills when you make int or wisdom checks related to it. So like perception, investigation, you're gonna double your proficiency bonus if it's related to the terrain.
That's bonkers. That's
Yes.
plus 12. I've never had a proficiency that high until I got to a very high level.
And also, it's not just you, but difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel, and we can't become lost except by magical means.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah! Look at us, swamp dwellers.
Yeah.
Out here in the bayou.
I just imagine like Ulta is like a little kid kobold, just really just like lounging around, hanging out in like muddy spots, getting herself cooled off.
Awesome.
No big deal.
Excellent.
We continue?
Yeah, so I promise that after this map, stuff will be, new maps after this one. Stuff will be more filled in. I had not realized until, like, last session that the maps provided are, like, just the maps and not, there's no stuff, like furniture and objects and things going on, which I'm not used to, but this is my only second full campaign DM, so that will be remedied with new maps moving forward. So if I could just ask you guys for some help with, like, if you enter a new space or like you see new things, pause for a second, because while you see nothing, there might actually be a bunch of stuff there.
That's why I stopped right at the front of this.
Yes, thank you. Connection to the server. Okay.
No.
We can still see it, right? Oh,
Yeah,
Roll20,
sure.
struggle bus.
I feel
Okay,
like
so
all of the internet is on a struggle bus. Discord almost didn't open for me again today, and I was just like,
it really is. Anywho, okay. So in this room overall, all of you have at least 60 feet dark vision, so you're able to see everything around you as if it was dimly lit. Niches in the walls are filled with carvings of frogs, ranging from the size of a fist to the size of a pumpkin. Larger carvings sit on the floor, and crude renderings of frogs are scratched into the walls around the niches and colored with chalk. Aster, in your own way, and Juno, in a sort of different way, you would recognize this as a sort of crude shrine room, like a religiously dedicated room of sorts. Aster more on the side of like less intelligent than average sort of species, still having a metaphysical interaction of some sort, and Juno more from the sense of like, this is clearly a dedication to higher beings than myself sort of thing by somebody.
Oh,
is this the shrine to Hecate? The frog god?
Is that the frog god?
Just a
I
bunch of
actually don't
grunts.
know.
Is that the frog god, really?
Oh, I think it's the Boop Doopla Doop god.
Sloobladop?
Yeah,
I
What?
do know that one.
It's the god of the Krukatoan frog people, or whatever their name is. I forget.
That's the
I'm talking about the
Klutoa.
Egyptian god.
You can make a
Oh.
religion check.
like so many like names and words were just said, and I'm like, what does any of this
Oh my
mean?
gosh!
I'm thinking the
Like,
exact same
Am
thing.
I,
What's the
having a
fish
stroke?
people
Like, is it okay?
called again?
We literally said the name of the
Oh,
big
Kutoas?
Yeah, Kutoa. Look up like their anything about them. It's like bleep 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 bloop.
It's just gibberish.
And that's a real
I-
name of
Yeah,
a thing.
actually like Dibladoop.
Yup. Like imagine talking underwater, typed out, and that's literally everything. The names of the people, names
that
of the
makes
gods,
sense.
names of their places
fish
and
people.
cities.
Yeah.
Sloobludop is a thing.
Blue
Blooploopeen is a person.
Blue poo peen.
Yup.
What?
Blue
Said what I said.
peen.
I've seen that video
Read
on the
out of the
internet.
abyss.
I think I've seen that on the hub.
Spoiler alert. Anywho.
I got a 23 on my religion check.
All right. 23 on the religion check. As odd as amphibian and amphibious peoples
Trying to recall if I know any frog gods.
can be, you know, in the like literal translation of everything and the verbalization of their words and that sort of thing, bringing our joking conversation back into in-game. This is still like it's more. It seems like it's more improvised. Doesn't really. There's no indication of like a specific god or deity or anything like that, but it seems like a really crude attempt at a religiously based dedication, like physically manifested idols, if you will. In like a shrine room.
Yeah, with all the frog imagery, I'd have to guess that maybe the bullywugs are down here a lot.
Yeah, that's what I meant by the sloop Dubladoop. I meant the bullywugs.
Ah.
I think they do have a main central deity.
Interesting. Do any of them look like they're worth a monetary value?
Make an investigation check.
This is LSAO looking now because Juno is the biggest. Investigation? Okay.
Yeah. Understanding from you and Aster that these seem to be like really improvised and crude amateur attempts at statues and relics and you know, that sort of physically dedicated shrine room sort of stuff. No, not really.
Cool. They will continue through, I guess. Come on, everybody. Oh look, we're at a new hallway.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause there for LSAO and give an update to Juno with your scrying. We're, I'm gonna say a minute, maybe a minute and a half in or so. Azbara and this other person. I should have pulled something up. I'm gonna try to pull it up while I'm talking. Azbara and this other person have garbed themselves, if that's a verb. If it's not, it is now. In their more familiar clothing to you, as if they've gotten ready for the day, at least. And the 10 or so other folks in very familiar cultist robes and clothing. All of them are going to exit, and you'll sort of follow Azbara's point of view from like just over his shoulder to a massive open space. Your passive perception is 19? Yes.
Yes.
Your
My passive insight is 23, in case that comes up at all.
Yep. So the area that all of these people are walking out to is huge. The like way oversized open area, and for the moment we're going to end with this. It's completely enclosed, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, but you seem to be in a sort of oval shaped enclosure, almost oval shaped, and everything is ice.
Glad I'm not there.
What's that?
Oh, I said I'm so glad I'm physically not there.
Okay, so we'll pause on that, and while I'm looking up the thing I need to look up, oh, I gotta give you this description, so I'm not looking that up yet. Okay, this chamber contains a mud-covered chair and a about normal sized table for like a single person with a chair, box of candles, and a wooden chest. There's also a slightly smoothed out, I'll say, area of the mud in this corner, but otherwise that's kind of it.
Smooth out, like how, like a depression in it, or is it just like there's just nothing on it?
From
Just
way over
flat,
here,
or-
from way over here, it looks like just a, like everywhere else has a splattering of like footprints and just displaced
Okay.
mud. That area is like an actual smooth, almost like it looks
Okay.
undisturbed sort of area.
Hmm. Well, I think Aster is gonna like kind of gravitate towards that area and kind of see what's going on.
Alta will join.
You're checking that out specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Investigation check, please.
Okay. We're gonna try. Come on, digital dice. 16, not bad.
Alta, are you doing the same or helping?
Yeah. Nah.
Okay, Alta, it's a smoothed out mud area. That's kind of weird. Aster, you would probably assume that this is a sort of sleeping area for something that likes sleeping in mud.
Interesting.
Circling back, Juno, the person with the purple robe armor hybrid thing going on is clearly a dwarf. Bald-headed, but with like the donut of hair going around the outsides. You know what I mean? With a big, bushy brunette beard. And he carries a rather ornate-looking staff. So this guy is with Azbara and about 10 or so clearly cultists. And at this point, the cultists have all put on masks that are sort of, they look very simple with like a black spikes coming out from the sides like this sort of look. Just like strap over their heads.
Is Juno describing any of this to anybody or no?
You are muted, friend. You found
That
it.
was a
Welcome to my life.
Juno is kind of mumbling about it, but she's still attempting to draw everything that she's seeing.
Okay.
So like as we get to a new scene, she draws more, and then we'll write down notes like cultist wearing mask,
Check.
because she's
Okay.
probably not drawing it to perfection, but she is like drawing big scenes and then writing down notes about what's within them.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Alice from Twilight.
Very
I've
good.
never seen Twilight, so I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Very pale, short, like.
you better
pixie cut
hang on,
almost.
Spider Monkey. You better hang on.
Nice, edgy, you know.
I'm currently going through a watch through of Twilight movies. My 2022 watch through.
Awesome. Okay, so what else, guys? We've checked out this depression in the mud. Do you see some
There's
other?
also a chest.
Wasn't there a chest? Yeah.
There is a chest.
I'll kind of defer to our thieves' tools, wheeled and Fran, in case there's like any locks or traps or anything on it.
Perception check, please.
Me as well. Plus 12.
Yes. This could be relative to the terrain, so yes.
19 plus 6 more.
Jesus. Okay, yeah. You are both able to easily see that pretty much just as crudely as the attempt at, you know, shrine and temple sort of stuff going on outside is a haphazardly rigged trap that you're able to easily see around. There's no way to not trigger it, but you can see that as long as you don't stand in certain places when you try to unlock this chest, it's just going to be a bunch of clay pots that are sort of displayed around shelves around this thing that are going to drop, and there's no chance they'll hit you if you stand in certain areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
do
just
that.
not stand in those areas and then poke it with a stick. Open it
What
up.
areas?
We want to see what's inside the chest, please.
Okay. Go ahead and make a thieves' tools check, please.
What is that? Because I am proficient, but I don't know that I've ever used them.
As
Sleight
long
of
as you
hand?
are able
It's
to use
dex.
thieves' tools, it's just a dex check.
Dex check with proficiency. So for instance, if you have stealth, you could just bop that. That's what I do.
Or just roll a natural 20.
Fuck me, God. Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Saw that video on the internet too.
Okay. So
Magic just ignored that. That was very good.
no, I caught it. I'm also just trying to read like 4 different things at the same time. Sorry.
Get more eyes,
No, it's
bruh.
Yeah. Dude, if I could just become a beholder and just like study shit in 8 different directions. Okay. Yep, opens without a problem. A couple of shelves around you will just chunk, and these clay pots will just shatter on the ground. 2 clay pots will remain unshattered. They're about the size of an open palm for like a normal sized person. The rest will break and shatter on the ground and emit this like little poof of green gas. Aster, you'd be able to tell that these are probably attempts at poison at first glance, but not very well done. And then they just sort of dissipate. And Ulta, inside you find 2 books.
I'll remove the books. Read the titles.
They're untitled. In fact, there's nothing on the covers or back covers whatsoever.
All right. Well, then I'll open them up and look at the insides.
Okay. Have you seen... Yes, you have. These look very much like the book that Juno and Eliseo have been studying.
Like maybe another journal?
Flipping through the first couple pages, you will see in one book an accounting of spells - Resmir, and in the other an accounting of spells - and I just lost the name. Jesus Christ. Wow. I'm gonna copy paste this to you. Drelmore Born Grey. I will send this in Discord.
Yeah, that's probably
Thank you.
smart.
My first note for the session. The session is just, he got away with a frowny face.
The name Resmir is familiar, right? I feel like we've heard it a few times.
Yes, it is.
Is that purple? Is that purple angry? Purple mad?
Frula
No.
Mondath is the
Frula.
purple
Yeah,
warrior.
Resmir,
Resmir is someone who's been talked about, though.
Maybe he's
the
the Black
Black
Dragon.
Dragonborn, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who I saw, right?
You see them, or yeah, you saw them. You all saw
Seen
them. Wait, who saw them?
Juno.
Jesus
Me
Christ.
as Juno has seen them
Yes.
in this vision just now that I'm
Yes.
currently inside of.
So you've seen
in my
them, and you've seen this
scribbles.
dwarf with Azbara and 10-ish cultists now masked. Is this showing? Yes, it is. Okay.
Ulta will hold the two books up in her hands and say, "Gotta catch them all," and then she'll hand them out.
LSAO will stumble over their own feet trying to catch the books, making sure they don't fall in the weird mud.
Yeah.
I wonder what they were doing here. I mean, I guess nobody except us would really look at a spot like this.
Well, aside from the frog people, maybe the frog people are inquisitive of these cultists. That's LSAO, not Juno. Should I like shift over to this side of the frame?
Yeah, just
Make little signs. In this one now.
Juno will just hold her glasses. Just walking
Perfect.
around through these caves.
Sipping in hatred.
In pure animosity.
oh my god.
Fine. Everything's fine. Okay, well, if that's all, folks, we could go to the next room, continue exploring this.
I feel like
area.
these are weird coincidences and like clues, but like I really just don't get them, you know.
Well, hopefully Juno can tell us more once she's out of it.
Well, I feel like the good thing is that we're getting all of their spell books.
So we at least know what we're going up against.
So So
At least to an extent, they could be learning new things. It's like, I
but
sure
this-
don't know how to separate different parts of the dragon's, essence. I don't think that's really in there. Maybe? I don't know. We haven't looked at the other books yet, so.
Yeah, but
Juno.
now they don't have them.
Sorry, go ahead, Chrissy. I did not mean to interrupt you.
Literally, that was all Ulta was saying. Was like,
Okay.
at least now they don't have their things. We have them.
Thievery.
Juno,
Aha.
passive insight, where it is for you. You'd get a sneaking suspicion.
I'm honing in with my own ears.
That if you're finding spell books for people who are supposed to be pretty powerful, some thoughts might cross your mind. It'd probably be a long shot for any of them to like plant something like that. So like, probably not intentional. But like, for spellcasters' spell books to be just like scattered about, not
Also
on their
feels weird.
person, is
Yeah.
definitely would feel weird to you.
Especially because I have a spouse who treasures their spellbook.
So hear me out. What if we radicalize the already semi-radicalized frog people who are upstairs? Because weren't there frog people upstairs who were working and they hated the other group? I missed a session.
Yeah, we caused another riot.
So there was some tension, but we didn't quite start the infighting.
So yeah. So
Circling
maybe
back to
maybe
3
we
weeks
figure out
in.
how the frogs are stealing the shit, because they're obviously stealing the shit.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to be here. I can become a giant frog. They seem to like those a whole lot.
LSAO is just going to stare Aster up and down, imagining what that would be like to like see Aster become a giant ass frog. Just eyes wide, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we've seen them, so I can become them.
I will say that we would also probably be walking and talking back towards like another section.
Yeah.
For sure.
Walk and talk this way. I'm just gonna boop. Bloop.
Roll 20. Why did it happen like that?
Can we go into the walls?
Oh my god.
Please don't.
Where did I go?
I can toggle a setting to make that happen, but it makes
No.
it run even slower. So
Why does it happen?
Aster, you're right here from what I can see.
Oh, okay. Then it must be like messing with like where my cursor is actually falling on the map for some reason.
There you
I
go.
don't know why.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
you know what?
been
I'm just gonna turn off the
weird.
explorer mode, and I think that's it. I think that might be messing with it. Let's just turn that off so we can actually not have to. And if you have questions about where you have been and that sort of thing, I'm happy to keep that honest. Okay, is it running a
Okay.
little better for you guys? It looks smoother to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Juna, come on. You go too. LSAO is going to make her way into this area, keeping their hands on the right side of the wall, only to find out they cannot very shortly.
All right, LSAO is going to see, as the first person through here, a very heavily marshed area. By this point, you might recognize it's not really all that different from the mirror outside overall. Really, the only difference you can recognize at first glance is that this is underground, and that's not, by comparison. Juno, with your extended dark vision, you are going to be able to see a giant frog hanging out down here, just watching you.
Yo! We were just talking about that.
Juna is going to let Aster know that there is a giant frog down here.
I feel like the bed we saw was like the mud bed was probably that frog's mud bed.
What if this
Could
frog
be.
is stealing the things? What if that chest was the frog's chest?
Then we get this frog on our team. master thievery.
Does anyone have any bugs or crickets on them?
Yes.
Ulta does, canonically.
Endlessly.
Ulta actually does.
Yep.
It's my favorite snack.
Perhaps we leave some out for Giant Frog and see if they accept an offering.
I will hand an uncomfortably crunched handful of crickets, bugs, like little things to Aster.
Oh, okay.
Since they have walked forward, just in case you want to like share a meal. And she will just shove her, she'll pour just like a thing out and just,
Okay.
and she will
Awesome.
retreat back, over to this area so that we can like let our friend do the things.
Okay. Well, I'm seeing like this like little outcropping over here that's like a little closer to the giant frog. So I'm gonna see if I can like go around and like maybe get to there. I'm just kind of like walking around like the perimeter here. And I don't see if like I can connect to that. Gonna keep going.
Yeah,
Aha!
you can see a path to getting closer
The
for sure.
path. All right, we're gonna do that.
That's good.
Like,
Just to keep it honest,
Sail will follow behind.
okay.
At a distance, though. Just in case.
Okay, so Aster, I'm gonna move you back just a little bit,
oh, okay.
right about here.
Okay.
And we'll give the rest of you an opportunity, like if you were legitimately tailing, even if at a distance, like get to where you would be once Aster gets to about here.
Juno is trying to maintain most focus on the vision, but also like one eye on the frog to see if they act aggressively or if they have like an eye twitch.
Okay.
I would like to vibe check this frog.
Sure. You can roll an insight check. And I'm gonna have more info for you from your scrying in just a minute.
31.
Jeez.
Bruh.
You have advantage on insight checks?
I have incisive senses.
Nice. Okay.
Because I'm a dope ass weird elf.
The best weird elf. Okay, awesome. So, while you have grown up in an area and spent a lot of time in an area around nature and its denizens, direct interaction with animals hasn't really always been a strength of yours, and not exactly a pointed part of your like studies and upbringing. So you're really just not able to get any sort of helpful vibe check from a giant frog hanging out on a rock in the middle of this little lake. But you are able to see that as Aster is getting closer, it sort of like shifts. Like it starts with this front right leg and then front left leg and then its back legs, and it just sort of turns. And it keeps doing that. One, like all four of the legs and then the rest of the body sort of turns. It's staying in this squatted position. Juno, at the very least, with an amazing insight check like that, it looks relaxed. The frog looks relaxed.
Cool. Back to the vision is where Juno goes after seeing Chill Frog.
Yeah. Aster, you can easily tell from familiarity with such animals, even though this one is just much bigger than maybe those you've seen before. The body language matches the mood and the habits, right? It's clearly not feeling like threatened in any way or obligated to do anything right now. Until you get to this point, it's just sort of following you in a very direct way. And then you can see every once in a while it like turns its head and blinks, turns back to you. When you get to this point, it like expands its throat and lets out this burp, and then like actually perks up on its front legs for a moment.
Okay. Can I attempt to make a call back at it?
A giant frog call?
Yeah. I feel like that's a very strange thing that Aster would do.
Sure. Let's talk through this.
Heck, roleplay the frog call.
Yeah.
I cannot. I absolutely can't.
I can go grab something and I can belch loud enough and make it happen.
There you go.
Amazing.
Sure. Make
See, the only thing that I could like maybe do. Hold on. Because I know that green frogs sound a lot like a banjo string. I have this rubber band here. I could like do. Can I?
Sure.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
No. It's...
make a
Just
performance
random.
check. Make a performance check.
Performance check. Okay.
With
Let's try
advantage
it.
because Heck is so smart.
I'm making it a lower DC than what might be standard
Alright,
because
alright.
Heck is so smart.
Okay. Oh. Well, 17.
Okay. It's gonna sort of like tilt its head like 30 degrees cocked one way. You would absolutely recognize that it's like curious about what you just did.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll approach it like again, just a very non-threatening way, and try to just offer the bug.
Persuasion
the
check.
handful of bugs. Oh boy. Okay. I'm pushing my luck here. 20. Oh my god.
Jeez.
The dice know it needs to be our friend.
Okay, its focus has shifted to clearly what's in your hand. It's still sitting in this sort of like upright position, and your I'm gonna say your passive insight's good enough that you'd be able to tell that it's like this, like propping up on its front legs. It's not meant to be a threatening or defensive position in any way. It's really is just trying to like see better, but it's not moving.
All right. I'll just let's like be up on like kind of this main part. We'll say that's where I kind of went up in a very non-threatening way, and if not really like going for like taking anything from my hand, I'll just kind of like put the handful of like crushed bugs like a little ways like away from me on the like the little island part that I'm on, and then kind of back away from it and then just sit.
Okay. I'm not sure why there is not. Let me check one more time. Fail. I'm going to show it this way. Giant frog. Wait, is it not showing for you guys?
It's in the chat. I love it.
Yeah, there it is. I had to
I
scroll
love
down.
him.
Oh, he's so cute.
There it is.
What a precious baby.
So for most creatures and monsters, there's usually a handout page, and I didn't realize that there's not for this one. So there it is. Workarounds, yay. Okay, so new persuasion check.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm pushing my luck, y'all.
You really are, but it's working out.
11. It's not.
Okay. It's gonna do its like 1-2 sort of blink. It's clearly like seeing what's going on and thinking about it, and like gives a nit on its own mouth, and sort of like half hops this direction with its butt toward you, but is still like looking back for a second. And then sort of shifts its feet and turns around and squats again and keeps looking at you.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna go, psst, do you need more crickets or
You know, I don't really know. I think it doesn't really like me being here. I don't know.
okay,
It's
do you
wearing.
want me to bring you some more crickets?
You know what? Let's just try that. Let's just try that.
Oh, you can see it. Okay.
Ulta will very slowly making her way downtown. Over here. And no, I don't want to be in the water. And I will hand off more. I'll just actually hand off one of my many satchels of crickets and bugs and mealworms and all of the things. Her granola sack, if you will.
Okay.
All right,
Are you doing anything with it, or what's
yeah,
happening?
we are offering more bugs, and you know, in case this frog is super smart and thinks that we did something to the bugs, Aster will eat one of the bugs to like show that like we didn't do anything to the bugs.
Ulta will as well, happily.
Okay. New persuasion check.
Okay.
DC modified because you guys are thinking of very creative things, and I like it.
Should I also do one as well?
Oh, no.
You are at least helping, so give Aster advantage or make your own.
Why don't you go with some advantage there, bud?
All right, we're gonna roll again because that was a 6.
Oh.
20. Ah.
So as you start to choke on like a cricket, I start to also choke on the cricket so that you don't look like, and then we're fine.
I love how you're actually snacking on something while you're talking about in-character snacking on bugs.
It's the best.
Excellent. Okay, so after a few more seconds and then like clearly changing its gaze between the two of you, and then like giving one more look over to like Icarus and LSA over there, Juno, the frog is outside of your line of sight. The rock area that it's on is sort of like a tip of an iceberg sort of thing. So you're not able to see it anymore since it's hopped away, but the rest of you are going to see the frog take a surprisingly long leap in like full dunk submerge right here for just a second, and then just tink, 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 waddle up to about here and blip right at the bugs out of Aster's hand. Just chew on it for a second. Juno.
We did it.
Remember when I said I had no idea what was going to happen today? Never would have chalked it up to role playing a giant frog and scrying on a powerful wizard at the same time.
This is very good.
Yep.
We are a
Queen's
team.
Gambit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we are a team of highly skilled adventurers.
Welcome to Queen's
Highly
Gambit,
skilled. We know how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
where the points don't matter.
It's true.
Yes, it's great. I love it. Okay, so Juno, over the course of this, I'm gonna say another couple minutes. We're creeping on like 4 out of your 10 now. Everybody involved. So Azbara, a dwarf and a half dragon in this purple roby armor, and about 10 or so cultists. That's not the right page. This is the right page. Are meeting up with across this massive courtyard of ice, you're gonna see another door open and a bunch more black-robed humanoid figures come into the room. You don't recognize them, but I mean, you can see them. They're really far away, but still within this like massive ice enclosure. And everybody is heading now to, from your point of view, to the right, which is to like, you're now seeing that where you thought it was sort of oval shaped, it actually seems like more of a teardrop. And to your left is like the bulb at the end, and to your right is the point. And everybody's starting to walk toward the point where you can see a spiral staircase going upward. And now we'll bring it back to here and now. What's happening now that the giant frog has eaten out of your hand, Aster?
Well, do I notice anything about it in particular? Like, does it look like it spent like a lot of time around the bullywugs? Like, there's like any like tameability to it? Maybe something about like across the water, like where it was living. Is there anything going on with that? That kind of thing.
I'm going to have you make a perception or insight check, your choice, okay. And keeping in mind the differences between what perception might get you or what insight might get you, the answer will be different.
Yeah, I'm going to go with insight and see what happens. 19.
Okay. So for insight, as this is metagaming that I'm okay with, as well as you have rolled. Despite the hesitation at first that this giant frog gave you with approaching it and like offering it food and that sort of thing, this creature seems more receptive and responsive than what you would expect as normal from this type of creature. Normally, this type of creature, like, A, not recognizing what's approaching or who's approaching it, and B, just straight up fight or flight responses to such things, it probably should have just run away. But the fact that it was even hesitant at first and observant at first means that it has definitely had some sort of conditioning to be used to creatures other than frogs and frog people. You are also, I should have said this before, but it doesn't change anything. You all, at least if you can see the thing, those of you that can see it can see that it has a pack on its back, strapped around its belly.
Okay.
What art of this, bro?
Dude, let's loot it. It can be like a mount for us, you know? We could be like, keep him safe, and then he can be like a more cool horse.
Or he could just be a friend.
Yeah,
why you gotta
just a friend. It's like
stuff.
Yeah, why are we putting this giant frog in servitude? I don't like that.
I mean, if he's a friend, we have to keep him around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a friend, not because we want his things.
Well, yeah, but I've also never seen a frog with a backpack, so I'm like, what's in it, you know?
What if we elevate this frog to becoming king of this castle? Or at least the god of it.
Oh my god. Frog god?
I don't know. I don't know what this frog is. I'm just like coming in and out as Juno.
I also imagine like me just watching them like stand there awkwardly with food. I'm kind of like giggling and like, what the fuck is going on? I mean,
oh no, Ulta is full blown like on her belly, just like arm up, like eating snacks, watching Aster. Like she is weird gecko smile, the whole 9 yards. She's stoked right now.
Yeah.
There's-
Yeah, I do kind of want to see like what's going on with that pack. So I'm definitely like going to keep the treats coming and like we'll kind of motion the ult to like keep the treats coming and see if I can possibly approach and see what's going on in that pack, if there's anything in it, if it's making the frog uncomfortable, because if it is, I'll take it off, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Ulta will also, while obviously providing snacks as needed, will utilize some of her, if you will allow us to flavor it like this is, I guess, how you should say it. And you don't, I should say it. If you don't, that's fine. But I will stay within 10 feet of Aster and use my kind of like cowering ability as a kobold, like to kind of go belly up and just like try to attempt to continue assisting with like, we are not aggressive.
I'm down with that, absolutely.
Okay.
So make a
Because it
persuasion
usually
check.
gives allies an advantage on attacks, but I want him to think that we are not attacking.
Yeah, no, this is one of those
Okay.
things that I'm a huge fan of, like being creative with things that seem very mechanically specific, but we're role playing. So, make a persuasion check, and I'm absolutely factoring in your intent here and the creativity.
Oh no.
I mean, Ulta did great.
Ulta
Yeah, you did
great.
great. I
Yeah,
can
so it's gonna seem very apprehensive at first, still as you approach it, Aster, but then like with Ulta sort of right next to you, almost seeming to like communicate with it by submitting, for lack of a less awkward phrase, but that really is what that is. It'll see that happen and then just sort of like lean away from you a little bit, maybe take half a step, but then it'll sort of just go back down into its squat, cross its front arms, and just sort of lie down on its belly. So,
Alright.
you said you were looking for things relative to the pack. Could you make an investigation check, please?
I will try and hopefully not roll horribly again. Haha. 18.
Okay. You're confident the pack is empty. And as far as like if it might be uncomfortable for the creature, it's really hard to tell. You are very familiar with the fact that large creatures like this, although like frogs, this might be a first, but large creatures of this sort of size, horses, very large boars in some cases, you've seen this with the giant lizards, are used as pack creatures to carry large by volume as well as heavy amounts of stuff and things, and this is very much in line with that. Just happens to be a frog. Maybe checking the harness, tugging at it a little bit. It doesn't seem like it's like restrictive in any sort of way. The frog seems like it's pretty much moving as it normally would. It's just got this pack strapped to it. I'm gonna cut to Juno for a second. As everybody's approaching the stairs, you are going to see an incredibly ornately garbed, maybe human, maybe elf, somewhere in between sort of looking figure with the purest white hair down to their mid-back that you've ever seen. Giant black eyes, much like your own, especially when you're very focused. Walk down the steps to greet all of these folks walking toward the steps, and they would look directly at you, the space that you're looking in from.
What are you doing?
And with a blink, you'll see a flash and hear this snap. And you can tell that your scrying spell is now dissipated.
Ah!
Pretty ass elfish.
Dude, corn dog's reaction was so good to that. Just deadpan and then immediately down to the notebook.
Can't a masquerade.
Now we have to
Do
fight
they
an
look
elf.
like they're from the Forgotten Forest like I am? Like, did they look similar enough to me for me to believe that they're a moon elf from my region?
Make a perception check.
Okay, perception. 25.
Something seemed off about them that you might conclude that, but it's still like, I'm gonna insert thoughts into your head. I won't do this often, but like this is the exact wording I want you to fumble with. They looked far too good even for that.
Damn it, why so hot? Does Juno know, do I know anything about, Courtney, know about elvish bullshit within the Forgotten Realms?
Yeah.
Does Juno know of like any other strongholds or any locations like Hot Boy could be from?
Absolutely. You might be able to think of several, and you've probably actually interacted with several.
My mom's a dignitary.
Yeah, I'd say that your own mother is probably the, both in looks and in rank, the best comparison you can make, and still this person was just more perfect.
Did we get a gender on them? Because I also don't want to misgender them in my notes.
You can make any assumptions you want, but I can tell you right now it would have been hard to tell.
Okay. Hot person, elf. The fuck? Spelled F-U-C because I don't know how to spell anymore. I already put the question mark. Did it feel like they could see me as a person? Or just the sensor? Like, were they so magical that they just transcended space and time and were like Sauron in that moment?
Would you like me to continue using the perception check you've made, or would you like me to use an arcana check to give you a different description?
Use that perception check.
You could swear that they saw into your soul.
Stupid. Cool. Oh. Juno just runs up to alongside Eliseo. Where did Eliseo go? I moved them and I don't even know where they are. Oh, right on top of him now. Them now. To this trio of folks here, my brother and my spouse, I'm just gonna whisper, I think a hot elf saw me.
As
Like
Juno runs up
me.
and starts talking, the frog is going to jump away. It's been surprised.
Did you say hot person? Wait, where? Who? What?
I would have gone up knowing the situation of them trying to get the frog. I was the one who noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been that loud.
It wasn't about you being loud. It was about you coming up.
Just existing.
Mhm.
I'm going to ignore that frog and be like, he's not here. He saw my soul. They saw my soul. She saw my soul. I'm not even sure. They were so hot. I like hotter than mom.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's a strange
You don't have to
sentiment.
like it, but
Oh, okay.
mom is Our mom is really pretty.
I got more of Dad's genes, though.
I got more of Mom's genes, and I was still like a 6. Mom, I thought was a 10, but now I don't know. My scale has shifted. I have to make adjustments.
You spent a lot of time thinking about our mom's attractiveness, and I'm kind of weirded out right now.
I think about how attractive everyone in our village is.
That's
It's a
how
very
elves
boring
normally
place.
talk.
I have no idea, but how
We're very
strange.
sex positive.
We're very sex positive in the Elvish community. Also, we
Are you guys
have
shouting
been
this
around
to
these-
us?
Oh, no.
Because I think Aster and I are just chit-chatting, listening to you guys, like, quiet. But I mean, if you're shouting this, then I would assume
No, I
the
won't shout
frog
for the
would
sake of the frogs.
I feel like I would definitely shout. We're very sex positive.
Oh my.
That specifically.
I mean, you spend 214 years around people, you're gonna notice. I think that's how old we are. I can't remember. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So we'll turn to Aster and say, is this like the weird half dragon war beast things that we found in the cave that one time? Like, are we setting them free? Are we like, Free Willy, go?
I mean, honestly, I feel like that frog is actually pretty happy here. Doesn't look like, you know, is lacking in food or anything. This is a nice dark place. This is lots of water. This is kind of where they like to be.
All right, well, I trust your judgment. She's going to scoop up whatever bugs were not eaten, even if she gathers some mud and dirt with it, drop it back into her pouch, and strap it alongside the rest. And just slowly start walking back, assuming that we're kind of done.
So, Marlock sent us here to find some like powerful thing. Does that mean there's like another dragon soul here? Because like those are like the two last powerful things we've seen. Either that or like that frog is really powerful or something. But I feel like we're just gonna have to like wander around. But like that was my like first thought was like, is he or were they she? I think Marlock was a she. Railroading us to like the next Power Ranger power up, or like, yeah.
I
Not
think-
quite sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the message was more like, do the things so that the bad things don't happen. But maybe there is an ability to do some of that extra stuff to get the power up down here. So Ulta walked over towards these steps.
Okay. Ulta sees. Hold, please. An empty chamber. Stairs are descending.
Cool. All right. How about over here?
Yeah, there's
She's-
path.
Heading towards this direction. Over here. Yeah.
Yeah, over here. Okay, so to your south, you see a small isolated pool. And it looks like there are some disformed aspects of the water in front of you. Kind of like bubbles?
Magic, that might be the strangest sentence you've ever said.
Yeah.
Deformed aspects of water, like
Yeah, imagine-
bubbles.
Imagine like bubbles with an odd film, kind of like moss. coming out of the
it's getting
water.
Weirder. Yeah. All right. So
I'm
she
trying.
will. Yeah. No, you're good. She's gonna keep moving, but she's gonna actually start stealthing.
Okay. Make a stealth check. Okay. You're confident that you are not going to surprise or disturb anything.
And I would like to get as close to some of this strange mossy water
Okay.
without touching it.
You are able to see, kind of, because dark vision, so dim gray tones sort of thing. These bubble-like structures really are actually looking like more like groupings and clusters of eggs. And around the water, you can see several very large tadpoles swimming around.
Wow.
Babies.
Some of them have legs. Some of them have more legs than others.
When they
Oh my
have
goodness.
legs, when they have 4 legs, they're called froglets, and I think that's the cutest thing ever.
So you see froglets and tadpoles.
Yeah.
I will sprinkle some mud-covered bugs around, and then just walk back, assuming that there's like nothing here for me to.
Oh, just babies.
Yeah, and I will walk up to Aster and let them know, and anyone else who is standing there, if they want to go check out the baby things as well. But I have no interest in returning. I fed them. They're good.
I thought that was going to be way more mysterious, I gotta be honest.
Hey, Magic, this is a really quick aside.
Yeah.
I have notes from last session about we found that set of Sabaro's robes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wrote motherfucker afterwards. I would like, while everyone's kind of looking at this frog and the tadpoles and stuff and hanging out by the water, I just want to put them on.
Okay.
Just in case someone comes down here that we don't recognize, to pretend I am being a cultist? Because I think we have 2 sets of cultist robes as well,
Mm-hmm.
which I would suggest we put on before we go into the castle. But mainly, now I remember that I have Azbara Jos Pizza Man's uniform. I'm going to slide into it and smile happily to myself that dipshit didn't realize I was scrying on them, and it took someone else to notice it. And I'm going to have an ego moment wearing these ugly ass robes.
Nice. Okay.
I'm going to drool on it a little bit, state it.
So Juno putting on Azbara's robes. I will say this: nothing happens. It's not like you're magically transformed or anything. You're just putting on some robes. But
Does it have the bald cap inside of it?
It does not.
Okay, that's fine.
But I think that is a perfect opportunity for us to pause for now and come back to what happens next time. We're coming up on our hard end for the night. So I will kill our dramatic music and say, hey, thanks for all the raids and new follows and welcome everybody. We're gonna talk about ourselves for just a minute. And this is nothing personal, but heck, I need to run to the bathroom while you start us with our outro. So I'll be right back. But
all right,
we're gonna go around the table.
I'll just take forever.
No, I'll be quick. But yeah, we're just gonna go around the table as we usually do. Introduce ourselves one more time. Introduce our characters, and then we'll be out of here. So starting with you, Heck.
Alrighty. Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. There he goes. Today I played Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. You can find me on all the social medias at Sir Heckalot. Twitch, Twitter, Itch. I actually made the grave decision of making a TikTok today. So you can find me on there too now. I haven't posted anything, but you can find me on there now. In terms of the TTRPG space, you can find me here every other Tuesday and Thursday, what we call Module Week, for the show you just saw, as well as our Odyssey of the Dragon Lords campaign, Oatsworn. Chrissy's also there. Tomorrow, I have kind of a special announcement. I am going to be part of Cold Hands, Warm Hearts as the guest player, continuing on the tradition of guests playing bards every time in that campaign so far by playing my first TPK roleplay character I ever made for Desert of the Dead. So it's going to be really fun. On Saturday, we have our next Coven game. It is our year anniversary Dungeon Bitches, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, y'all. It's going to be great. Be there Saturday, right here, 8 p.m. EST. You won't want to miss it. And on Sunday, you can find me at Lost Caravan RPG, talking with the head writer of Locus, the system of the last Coven game that I ran. You can find me there again on Tuesday with Honey Heist. Chirk's going to be there too. Then on a week from now, Thursday, you can find me on my personal channel streaming with Thayan's Dungeon, talking about character creation and our monthly podcast Dungeons and Discussions. We're going to get into the whole mechanics of it and studying the anatomy of a character sheet, all that stuff. But I think that is mostly it for now. Let's move on over to Hyacinth.
Oh yeah, I'm Hyacinth. I was playing Icarus today, our clumsy bard block. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Anderson. Find me in TPK only if you at me, because I'm very bad at responding to things nowadays. But I'm still there. I'm just invisible. So yeah, and my other game is not streaming right now. So message me and I'll play a game with you. But I don't have any other stream ones. So yeah. Next is Corn Dog.
It's me, Corn Dog. Hi, friends. You will see me here next on Sunday? Yes, Sunday. I'll be here for a level 12 Harper's one-shot. That's gonna get weird. If you liked Darkest Night, Brightest Light, half the crew will be there for the Harper's one-shot. It's gonna get real fucking weird. And so far it looks like everyone is a martial type of some kind. So don't ask us to use our brains, because we're not. Then you can catch me here looking through all of these things. Eventually I'll come back and it'll be great. It'll be wonderful. You'll see me here 2 Thursdays from now. There's probably other stuff, but I can't remember. Okay, bye. Over to you, Chrissy.
All right, hello. I'm Chrissy. I played Ulta, our Kobold Stormkeeper Ranger. And I don't care what anyone says, I really love this subclass of Ranger. Even though Rangers are a terrible class. Anyway, where can you find me? All over social media at Chrissy Crits. You can find me in the TPK Discord server, literally all over the place, doing all the mug checks and saying all the inappropriate jokes. Also bi-weekly here during Module Week with all these fine folks. And this weekend in Dungeon Bitches, I will be bringing back my girl Mikkel, the wounded daughter. And then I think after that is Emerald Expeditions. So I will be playing my little turtle monk, who in my head I picture like the sea turtle from Finding Nemo. That's who's in my head when I play them. So, and then after that is Cataclysmal with Proper Nerdy. a game that one of our creators and staff members created. I said that funny, but you get the point. So that's all my TBK stuff. But the cool thing is that next week, next Tuesday, you can find me over at Ghostlight RPGs playing a Jasper's Game Day charity stream. I am a Jasper's Game Day ambassador for 2022, so please feel free to pop over there. I know there's lots of stuff happening, but whenever y'all are done streaming and doing the things, come see us and donate to a great cause. So that's all. Okay, bye.
All right, and I'm Dad Magic Juice. I am the shepherd of this lovely clouder every other Thursday right here, starting at 7:30 Central. I think that's 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Daylight savings makes it weird, and that happens, I think, this coming Sunday, so keep track of that. The other main TTRPG thing I'm doing is another long-term campaign, much like this one on my own channel. Thank you for linking that, which is every other Sunday, including this coming Sunday at noon Central. It's called Tenements of the Great Rift. It is based partially on the 5th edition Princes of the Apocalypse, but only about half. The other half is very much my own stuff. And we're very deep into that at this point. So, other than that, you'll see me also around the Discord and the community and hanging out in chat for all the other awesome streams that are going on almost every day on this channel. It's pretty epic. And thank you again for all the raids and new follows and all that jazz. 1, 2 quick reminders. I believe the Discord has already been linked. We have all sorts of stuff going on all the time. Head into that Discord, connect with the community. You can potentially become a player, potentially eventually become a GM, all that sort of cool stuff with our group and our people. It's a very awesome community. I will personally vouch for that. And then 2, for any and all games that we have going on, there's always ways that you as a viewer can influence the game itself / what's happening. We had a whole bunch of them today. So just remember to check out when you're watching the live broadcast, just scroll down a little bit. You can see all the ways that you can have little pokes or big rocks thrown at the party or the DM or both to throw a little chaos into what's going on with the party. So that's it for now. For this game, we will see you again in 2 weeks right here again at 7:30 Central. Otherwise, be cool, stay good, and do something good for somebody today or tomorrow. Bye.